Blackhawks, buddies, guys, come on. Come on, I get it. I understand what you're doing. I understand. But come on, it's just a motto. It's a motto. It's just like the Bible. Don't take it literally.
Sucker blood. I want to overact.
What was that?
This is going to be a good year.
Not this year. The best game ever. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Woosa. Woosa. Hello and welcome to Hawks Recap. Game 20 has concluded and the Blackhawks get a point but fall at home in the shootout to the Los Angeles Kings by a score of technically 2-1. Good news for the Hawks coming into this game. They have Corey Crawford in net and they don't have to face Jonathan Quick on the other end, which means they have the goaltender advantage. Bad news is that the goaltender that the Kings have is Cal Peterson, who is getting his first career NHL start, which never seems to bode well for the Hawks for some reason. First period, unlike the last couple of games, Blackhawks really didn't come out firing all that much. They couldn't really get a whole lot going. The Kings not really getting too much going either, but definitely had the better of the chances. Blackhawks made some defensive miscues that gave the Kings a couple of really good looks in that first period. Thankfully, Crawford was able to step up and bail out his team. There were 2 times that the Blackhawks left a guy all alone in the slot area in front of Crawford, all because the puck below the goal line, the Hawks would commit 3 guys there to try and win that puck battle. They had both defensemen and the centerman, and we can complain about the defense all we want, but as a centerman, you can't be doing that. Not below the goal line. I know Jeremy Colleton has been preaching to get numbers to win the board battles, but you just can't do that below the goal line. You can do that on the sideboards, and you should do that on the sideboards, but you can't do it below the goal line. And if you do it, for whatever reason, below the goal line, you have to win that puck. And both those times, they did not win the puck, and both those times, the Kings had great chances, and both those times, Crawford somehow made the save. Neither team was able to score in that first period, so we go to the second tied at 0, where things would pick up a little bit. Blackhawks would have 3 power play opportunities in that middle frame, and for the most part, I thought the power play looked pretty good. They were able to enter the zone, set up in the zone effectively, giving themselves opportunities to look for passing lanes and shooting lanes. They had some good shots, maybe didn't shoot as much as we would have liked, but they gave themselves an opportunity, and that's a lot more than we can say about a lot of the power plays we've seen this season. Unfortunately, Hawks not able to capitalize on those power play opportunities, so of course that means the Kings get the first goal of the game a little past the halfway mark in the period. Tyler Toffoli picks up the puck in the neutral zone after Gustafsson looks like he gets tripped, but it seems like he kind of just falls a little bit on his own. Maybe a little help from the stick, but I'm fine with not getting a call there. Tyler Toffoli takes it in, does a nice move around to DeBrincat. DeBrincat does a good job recovering from it, gets a stick on Toffoli's stick as he shoots it, but unfortunately the puck goes off Keith and redirects past Crawford, and the Kings have a 1-0 lead. So to the third period we go with the Kings up 1-0 and starting the period on the power play, but the Hawks find a way to kill it off, and that seems to kind of give them a little bit of momentum in this third period. They seem to kind of finally find their stride in this period. And about 2.5 minutes into the third, the Hawks find a way to tie this game up. Hawks on the rush. Forsling dumps the puck in around the boards. Saad picks it up on the far side boards, dumps it down low to Taze, who then gives it right back to Saad, who is just bolting towards the front of the net. He's able to take that puck and chip it over Peterson's shoulder and in, and we're tied at 1 goal, and the Blackhawks have momentum. Unfortunately, momentum was the only thing the Hawks were able to get in this third period, as they could not find a way to beat Peterson. He made some incredible saves in this third period. I thought the Hawks were pretty unlucky not to get a second goal in this game. Now, Crawford had to make some saves of his own, and with all that said, this game goes into overtime where the Hawks have had some pretty mixed results. The overtime period, pretty back and forth, both teams getting some good looks, but both goaltenders stood tall in the overtime frame, so we go the full 5 minutes without a goal, which means we go to the shootout, the first shootout for the Blackhawks this season. And it was one to forget, as Peterson stoned both Taze and Kane, and both Jakubczak and Kopitar beat Crawford, which means Hawks fall to the Kings. Now, Crawford didn't look very good at all in that shootout, but I'm going to give him a pass here because you got to remember it's probably been about a year since he's last been in a shootout in a game situation. So there's probably some rust there, probably a lot of rust there. You can practice those types of situations, but it's not really the same because you're always facing those same guys on your team that you know the moves of in practice. In games, you're kind of up to guessing a lot more. Breakaways, you're able to kind of anticipate what the shooter's going to do, especially since they probably have a pursuer and don't have all that much time to do something. Shootouts, shooters can kind of dictate terms a little bit more. So, unfortunately, Crawford doesn't do that well in this shootout, and the Hawks fall. Peterson, first career NHL start, first career NHL win. Congratulations to him, although I wish it wasn't against the Blackhawks. So the Hawks only allow a single goal in the last 2 games, but can only find a way to get 3 out of the possible 4 points. And any other situation, 3 out of 4 points would be great. But these 2 teams that they just played near or at the bottom of the standings, and you look at the stretch of games coming up for the Hawks, and there's a lot of really good teams that the Hawks are going to have to play. So these points were kind of essential to get. On a positive note, I'm liking how the defense seems to be getting better, although slowly, baby steps, but it seems like they're better with Forsley now inserted into the lineup, although I would like to see Joki Harju get more ice time than he has been getting under Coach Colleton. I'll leave that for time, though. I'll see how it plays out. I am kind of interested to see what happens once Davidson comes off IR, as well as Connor Murphy. Yeah, don't forget about him. It's going to be interesting to see who the odd men out are going to be and what really happens with this lineup, and maybe what happens with a possible trade because of it. And with that, I say thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.